Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yorkie Man here, and I'm back again with another part to Road to Glory for Portsmouth. And we're finally in the transfer deadline day, and let's be fair, we was never going to really do anything on this deadline day. I didn't really have anything to do. I mean, there was no deals that I could really work on. There was no one I could really bring in. I'd done everything I needed to do, and this was the one move I could make, and that was to offload someone who, maybe on second thoughts, I probably shouldn't have offloaded. Simply because I didn't get a lot of money for it, and probably he could have contributed more to the squad than getting rid of him. But overall, I'm not really too phased. It's not the end of the world that he went. I understand why he went, and there we go. That's all that matters. I'm really liking this new deadline day setup though. It's pretty cool. Just the all-round setup is it. I like the fact that I can flick through the teams and see what they've done. So if you're, especially in the Premiership, this is probably going to be more key. I mean, down here in League 2, it didn't really matter, but I can see all the big ins and outs for the clubs and where clubs have strengthened, and how are they going to be this year. But I didn't even really, in this whole transfer period, I didn't even look for players. There was no point whatsoever. There was no one to look for. Time was just ticking down, and I was kind of like just pressing A and A and A, because there was nothing really for us as a team to do. We'd done the small amount of business that I believed we could do. We brought in the players that I believed I could sign and would do what I wanted them to do. And then once we got to that point, it was kind of like, okay, well, I'm just genuinely just going to sit back here because there's not much more I can do. There's nothing else I can do to improve the team in my eyes, so I just left it at that. But for this episode, we have, well, it's not a mega game, but it was my first game against Premiership opposition, so it was nice to do that game. I mean, I enjoy playing the big games. You want to play the big teams, and it was cool. I got my first Premiership team to come up against. It'd be cool if you earned more money, like on Football Manager. Play Premiership side, you get obviously more cash. It'd be cool to have that in this, in the sense that the fact that playing the bigger teams, especially obviously if you're playing them and you're at home, would gain you revenue to a degree. But I wasn't really too worried about this game, because I kind of saw it as, right, if I lose, I lose. If not, then cool. I'd made some changes, and that's a great shot there from Dyer. That's like a brilliant save there from Sullivan. I was pretty impressed with that save. But it was kind of a case of, right, if I lose, I lose. I'm losing to a team that's a lot better than me. But Donnelly there actually scars him. We're not playing against their first team, which is really cool. It's something that I've noticed, and I noticed tiny bits of FIFA 13, but you genuinely played full set strength squads all around, no matter what. It was cool to see that Swansea really swapped out their squad, because they was playing a much weaker team. We get an opportunity there, but it's nothing really. But it was cool, and they bring Boney on. I think maybe he was brought on just to see out the game, but I was pushing hard for an equaliser, and unfortunately that did leave the odd gap at the back. But we decided to make some changes here, just mixing stuff up a little bit, because I'd played a squad that really was never gonna, I don't know, roll over Swansea. But I thought I kept it tight. I played probably one of the best I played, maybe, but I struggled on the attack, and I've struggled attacking full stop on FIFA 14. I've just really struggled with some of the attacking. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me, or if other players are having the same issues, because it's not that I'm rubbish when I'm doing the attack, but I'm just not the same fluency that I managed to get on FIFA 13. We actually managed to score a goal there. McKindy scores, but it's not going to count, unfortunately, for us. But if anybody else is struggling with the attack side of the game, obviously being lower league means you're inhibited somewhat, but it's made it difficult for me on the attacking sense. I have struggled with it, but look at this. I mean, I did panic a little bit there that was going to be a penalty, but we did pretty well. I can be happy with us, just a 1-0 loss to Swansea and to keep it tight. Then after this game, though, I decided, right, I had opportunities in that game, but just not clear cut. So I decided, right, so I'm going to swap up my tactics a little bit. I need to make sure that I'm getting the right movement from the players, coming forward, because I didn't really feel like I was getting that. I struggled on wing play as well, and that's when I realised that actually my wingers were playing pretty narrow. And this is one thing that you guys should always go in and check, pretty much almost straight away. I didn't, because I was kind of like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter. Well, yeah, guys, it fucking does. Because after doing this, I think the team played a lot better. But anyway, that's pretty much all I did coming up to the end of this episode. And it was only one game in this one. We had the transfer window, deadline day, so that was cool. But thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you keep your eyes peeled for the next one.